peace and blessings meant to you. Hopefully, like the author, pushing out this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. Alright, shalom. This is going to be a quick video, debunking that stupid doctrine about the Northern Kingdom are really the Pilgrims. Alright, which they're not. The Edomites, man. Alright, because of the beef that happened between them and Gad. Alright, but, this one fellow who could be a Jake but looked like an Edomite, came out to camp yesterday with the doctrine about how Ephraim, the head tribe of Northern Kingdom, and the half tribe of Manasseh were really the Pilgrims. And he understood the Northern Kingdom came into another land. Alright, but he botched that whole thing up, alright? The timeline's all messed up. Alright, because ultimately the Assyrian captivity didn't happen, a couple hundred years ago. It happened thousands of years ago. As the other episode Torah said, you can't learn the mystery without learning the history. And clearly the history states that this happened back in 740 BC. Alright, because they came in they came while they revolted after the Assyrian captivity. But it wasn't until recently that they changed it. But schools, alright, because I remember back when I was in school, they taught us that Columbus found, discovered America. That's not true. We know that for a fact by way of the scriptures. But this guy said the Pilgrims, which Columbus found, that found America before the Pilgrims. But ultimately none of them discovered it. It was really, the Israelite nation going on down. All right, you could read the scriptures. All right, because I believe it was Second Kings and First Chronicles that went into the history. I believe it was Second Kings, the 17th chapter, if I'm correct, but. Honestly, I think it went up, but the captivities began in approximately 740 BC, which it ain't BCE, which means before Common Era. It was really BC, before the anointed selected. And it's 722, 20 years after the initial deportations of the city of the Northern Kingdom of Assyria. Samaria was finally taken by Sargon II after a 3-year siege was started by Shalmaneser the fifth, which they besieged the Southern Kingdom, but they didn't take over it. Alright? But this is the precept. Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. Verse 40. Those are, you could read above, but the point, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, when Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive. Alright, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Alright, because that's why they always say the old world and the new world, which the new world are the Americas, and the old world consists of, Africa, alright, Eurasia, and East Asia, alright, and the islands below that. See, that's the old world. And when you read about the whole world, it was basically the known world, which was a known world, which was the surrounding areas of a certain kingdom, such as when they talked about how Alexander the Great took over the whole world, which was the surrounding areas back in the back over there in Asia and East Asia Minor and such. All right, but this country is in the Americas. This happened around 700 something. All right, which is clearly thousands of years ago. All right, was Christopher Columbus born in those times? No. All right, and not only that, but they can't be the Pilgrims, because the Pilgrims were Edomites, and they were from wanting religious freedom from the church that was ruled by a monarchy. Already know that the Pilgrims came. If I can find it, but they came in about like 1620 or before that. Early 1600s. All right. But not only that, but I want to get out a precept. All right, because the Pilgrims were the Northern Kingdom, then who were the so-called Native Americans? Alright, they ain't Japhethites. Alright, those are Gadites, because we were already here before the Pilgrims, man. And you already know the whole account between them and the Gadites. Alright, it was prophecy in Genesis the 49th chapter. If I hadn't marked it up on this app, but talked about how like Gad 49:19, Gad, troops shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. And this was a prophecy, that our forefather Jacob spoken to our forefathers, his 12 sons, which would happen as of right now. Alright, they didn't know what was gonna happen. Alright, Gad didn't know what this meant until now. Alright, and Gad's one was a warrior. And he got taken down by these Edomites. You have the freaking military. But now that's changing now.